Did you know that Malcolm X's actual name was Malcolm Little? Malcolm X was actually born in Omaha, Nebraska on May 19th, 1925. Malcolm X was a prominent figure in African American society in the 1960s. He also was a big figure in the Nation of Islam. Malcolm X had a very interesting childhood and a very good relationship with the civil rights movement, and he had a very sad final years of his life. Malcolm X had an astonishing childhood and what he experienced in his young years of age. X did not live in Nebraska very long, as he moved to Lansing, Michigan at 6 years old, which was very, very young for a little kid. His dad's name was Earl Little, and his mom's name was Louise Little. X's dad was killed in a car crash in 1939, right on the brink of World War II. His mom was also sent to an insane asylum for feeding her kids dandelion greens from the street because her family was so poor, which is that's super sad. So Malcolm and his fellow siblings were sent to foster homes. Malcolm went through a lot at a young age and saw a lot of things. He also had to live through the Great Depression and World War II. He had very good grades and excelled in school, but he dropped out of 8th grade due to racial discrimination from his teachers. In 1946, he was sent to jail on charges of burglary as well. Malcolm X also had a very important relationship with the civil rights movement in the 1960s and on. X advocated in self-defense and tried to get the message of integration across the nation, not segregation. Integration is saying that whites and blacks are equal in all ways. He tried to press the Nation of Islam to get involved and help the movement. He said that he would try and work more closely with the civil rights movement than the Nation of Islam in his final years of his life. He also was notably a close leader like Martin Luther King. He's related to him in a way, as they ran for the same things. He was also a great leader for the civil rights movement in the 1960s. Lastly, Malcolm X's final years of his life really left a legacy on his works. X was assassinated on February 21st, 1965. He was killed at the Audubon Ballroom in Harlem, New York. 3 members of the Nation of Islam were convicted of his murder. These people were probably mad that he was going to start working more with the civil rights movement instead of the Nation of Islam, which he was a very big part of and led. It said that he was receiving a lot of death threats from this organization as well. A year before he was killed, he actually left the Nation of Islam and adopted the Muslim name of El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz. In 1965, he founded the Organization of African American Unity to make a common cause to move civil rights to human rights. Malcolm was survived by his wife, Betty Shabazz, whom he married in 1958, and his 6 children. That's a lot of children. As you can see, Malcolm X was a prominent figure in the civil rights movement and the Nation of Islam. He did not do much in Nebraska, but it's pretty cool that he was born here. Malcolm X had a great legacy and will always be remembered for standing up for black nationalism in the 1960s. Malcolm X will always be remembered in Nebraska history as one of the most famous people to ever be born here. And I also have this picture. This is what Malcolm X looked like. Thank you.